eve of New Year's Eve. Basketball to drop tonight. Final chance for some of the best in the Mountain West to show out in 2025. San Diego State and San Jose State looking to springboard into 2026. New year, better team habits start tonight. Mountain West action on CBS Sports Network from the Event Center in San Jose. San Diego State and San Jose State coming right up. And welcome courtside alongside the product of the East Bay, Trey Demps. I'm Chris Lewis. This is the final game of 2025. The third time in this calendar year these two teams have met. Of course, the last two last season, huge San Diego State comebacks. Could be another thrilling one tonight.
Yeah, and when you look at these rosters and how they play their lineups, I mean, this is a San Diego State team that plays almost 12 guys, and on the other side, you have San Jose State that's probably only going to play 7 guys. There's going to be contrast of styles in terms of depth, which should be a fun one here.
Well, Trey, you brought up the depth for San Diego State. Nobody highlights that more than B.J. Davis and what he's doing off the bench this year for the Aztecs.
Yeah, he can really shoot the ball. 50% from 3. He can make threes off the pick and roll or catch and shoot, shooting 8 of 11 on catch and shoot threes. He struggled over his last 2 games, went 1 of 12 against Arizona. This is a big opportunity to gain confidence.
Well, you brought up the opportunity. It's one for the preseason all-conference members, Miles Byrd and Reese Dixon-Waters, to find their rhythm. They've been struggling over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you talk about their last 3 games, shooting a combined 1 of 16 from 3 and 20% from the field. San Diego State needs those 2 guys to be consistent double-figure scorers.
Now you look at San Jose State. Their offense starts and ends with their star guard, Kobe Garland.
He's arguably the hottest player in the Mountain West. Last 3 games has averaged 25 points per game, 5 assists per game, shooting 50% from the field. He can really score it off the bounce. 6.5 points per game on pull-up jumpers, which is 9th in the country.
Let's do it from San Jose, the final of 2025. San Diego State, San Jose State, early Mountain West positioning right here on CBS Sports Network.
You've got the game.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL.
We had one translate. Broadway Blue Shirts head south.
It's going to be cool playing against.
For the new iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T.
Required. Plus switch and we'll pay off your phone balance up to $800 per line.
The kind of drama that usually belongs in fiction.
UEFA Europa League on CBS Sports Network and stream every match live on Paramount Plus.
Almost set for tip here in San Jose, Aztecs and Spartans. The first and only meeting between these teams this season. Brian Dutcher has been on the San Diego State sideline 27 years, 9 years as the head coach. And his team, some continuity this season as you take a look at the San Diego State starting lineup. It's their usual starting 5 of Byrd, Harrington, Dixon-Waters, Heide, and Guath. San Jose State, meanwhile, has had some more volatility in their lineup dealing with injuries. No Javon Hanna, no Sadrakan Ganga in this matchup, but they do have the scorer in Kobe Garland, who is the top scorer for Tim Miles now in his 5th year, the former coach of the year in this conference back in 2023.
Yeah, Tim Miles can really coach and is great schematically on the offensive end.
Our officials, Jason Phillips, Tommy Nunez, Juan Corral, Miles Byrd, you see him there, the preseason player of the year in the Mountain West, looking to get going here at the end of 2025. Last year, these teams met twice. Both huge Aztec double-digit comebacks in the second half. Spartans got off to great starts in both meetings. Guath against Langford to take the tip, won by the Aztecs, underway from the Event Center. Harrington on the right wing. Lob inside for Guath, and instead Langford, the freshman, steps in front, and it's the first turnover for San Diego State. Here's Garland, just shy of 20 points per game, and he does it just like that. Pull up Jay straight away long.
Guy we mentioned in the open, 6.5 points per game on pull-up jump shots. That is his game.
San Diego State comes in winners of 4 of their last 5, and the freshman LZ Harrington glides to the rim and draws the contact. He'll head to the free throw line for a pair. Yafet Mundi whistled for the foul, his first.
And Harrington has been very good for this Aztecs team. You look at the numbers, 8 points per game, 2.5 assists, shooting almost 69% from 3. Has been one of the few consistent players for this Aztecs team.
He is the preseason Mountain West freshman of the year. You mentioned his shooting numbers. Maybe not the most volume from 3, but boy, can he hit them. Good size for a league guard as well. Connects on both the free throws to break the seal less than 40 seconds in.
I like this full court pressure here from Harrington. You want to make Garland feel uncomfortable, get him tired. He has such a high usage rate.
Mentioned that San Diego State, they go deep. Really, the rotation consists of 11 players at this point. Spartans dealing with injuries up and down the roster, but they do have Yafet Mundi, who's putting together an incredible season for SJSU.
Good job of Mundi taking his time against the smaller Bird, going over that right shoulder.
He's averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds, has 5 double-doubles already this year. Miles Bird left wide open. He's a sharpshooter and lets you know. His three-point percentage, just 32%. That's misleading. He can heat up with the best of them.
And that's one of the areas when he did the draft process that they said that he's got to be a more consistent shooter over his career, 26% on catch-and-shoot jump shots.
He gives you a lot of the other things you want from a big guard, a wing. This is a contested, healthy 3 from Washington. Obor for the freshman Langford underneath, who scoops it back.
Normally we talk about the Aztecs as a great offensive rebounding team, but this Spartans team averaging over 13 offensive rebounds per game.
San Diego State has had San Jose State's number. In the Mountain West, the Spartans have just 1 win in 22 attempts against San Diego State, including the Aztecs, winners of 15 straight in the head-to-head matchups. Washington puts it on the deck, whips out of bounds.
That was a good cut there on the weak side from Mundi. It was like a 45 cut as there is a drive penetration from Washington. Just Washington not hitting him in stride.
Both teams highlighted the importance of taking care of the basketball in our shoot-around this morning / afternoon with both these teams. Spartans have had a couple of games where they forced 20 giveaways. Harrington fade away from the elbow. We talked about his shot, a quick 4 for the freshman.
That was all set up because there's weak side movements between Bird and Reese Dixon Waters coming off a down screen, so the help side is occupied, which allowed Harrington to get downhill for that pull-up.
A 3-point game, 3 minutes in. Garland, 19.5 points and 4.5 assists per game, leads the team in both. Steps into this 3, front of the rim, but it's tipped back. Playing above the cylinder, Yafet Mundi.
One of the things that the Aztecs worked on in shoot-around is they like to switch pick and roll, sometimes even 1 through 5, but that leaves mismatches on the interior with the perimeter player playing against a post player.
Heidi rolls to the rim, and that's a good point. You have a lot of size mismatches that could be exploited on each side with the switching defenses.
And then a lot of times, too, the guard is fronting on the defensive end, and so when the shot goes up, they're not in position to get the rebound.
San Diego State annually one of the best defensive teams in college basketball. The numbers perhaps not where they usually are, but given the San Diego State tough schedule, that might not be much of a surprise. Melvin Bell rings the bell from downtown.
He's been playing well his last few games, 9 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, getting a lot more minutes with the injuries of this San Jose State team.
We're tied at 9, 4 minutes in. Bird whips into the paint. Excellent pass, but Harrington can't finish. See how the Spartans take advantage of transition. Washington, the switch with Guath on him. Mentioned the size mismatches, although Guath can defend on the perimeter.
He can really move his feet. Does a really good job of playing the shot, but also playing the drive.
And of course, Bird can play the passing lane. Goes behind the back, stumbles, regathers. Oh, pretty reverse. Hits the deck, it doesn't matter. 5 for Bird.
I love the pace there from Bird in transition. Didn't speed up as soon as he got the steal. Kind of played with a good pace. Was able to get the nice reverse finish.
Moondy's poked. Langford fades. Off the backboard, nothing else but a second chance for the Spartans. They come in dropping 2 straight. Before that, they won 5 of 7. And Bird again. Second steal in the game's first 5 minutes. Contested triple. Heidi there. Great position. Can't finish.
Heidi's top 35 in the country in offensive rebounding precision.
And he's done it since he was a freshman, playing behind. Remember Ledee, the Conference Player of the Year a couple of seasons back. More minutes last year and taking advantage of them this year as well. Garland short. Aztecs waste no time with Harrington. Guath right side and throws it down. Running and gunning. San Diego State up 4.
And that's the give and take between San Jose, between Garland and Washington. Those guys take a lot of tough shots in isolation situations, but that usually leads to long rebounds, which allows the Aztecs to get out in transition.
Overdue for a stoppage. Remember, San Diego State's leading scorer this season, B.J. Davis, comes in off the bench. Moondy can't handle it. It's out of bounds. And another turnover for San Jose State, their 4th in the opening moments.
It's a San Diego State team that can really run in transition. Good ball fake from Guath and able to get the finish.
A few weeks away from the Super Bowl, right down the road. We're here in San Jose, where the Spartans are down 4. Let's get into our keys to the game.
Yeah, I think for San Diego State, we've seen it a ton already. It's one-on-one defense and switches. That means on the perimeter and also in the post. And then also Dixon Waters and Bird, I think, even moving beyond this game, have to score 24-plus points. Bird off to a great start already. And then for San Jose State, because they play such a thin lineup, I think it's about slowing the pace of the game. And then also, talking to Coach Miles, he talked about the first 8 minutes of the game, their 3-point defense. The games that they gotten beat, they gave up a lot of early threes.
So yeah, we have Coach Miles for San Jose State. San Diego State has Miles Bird and Miles Heidi. So
a lot of Miles.
Yeah, we're going for Miles and Miles and Miles here tonight. Reese Dixon Waters picks up the dribble, fades, but travels first.
That was good footwork there from Dixon Waters. Playing off of 2 feet, is able to use that upper body strength to get to his spot. Just kind of shuffled his feet there.
No, Coach Dutcher happy to have Dixon Waters back after missing all of last year with that foot injury. Went nearly 600 days in between games when you talk about the final game of the previous season, the championship against UConn. So missing all of last season, returning for the opener this campaign. Moondy double team, shot clock down to 3. It has to be Garland. Takes front rim, and Pharaoh Compton in off the Aztec bench gets the rebound and fires to his fellow Nevada teammate and Taj DeGorville, who gets fouled en route to the hoop. They'll strut to the stripe to shoot 2.
I think if you're San Jose State on the other end of the floor, because they're switching the Aztecs, I think you have to get into your actions a lot quicker. There has to be a little bit more pace. Doesn't mean that you have to play fast in transition, but once you get the ball across half court, you have to get into your sets a little bit quicker, because what usually happens so far in this game, it's been Garland with about 6 or 7 seconds on the clock with the ball in his hands having to make a play. And sorry to reference the 6'7". I know that's a phenomenon.
Is that something that's going to die in 2026?
I hope so. I really do. My kids say it all the time, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, we're sounding our age here tonight. DeGorville hits a pair. B.J. Davis into the game for San Diego State. He is the team's leading scorer and the #1 bench scorer in the country at just under 12 per game. Garland, right elbow J, front of the rim, and the rebound on the run. Sean Newman Jr., the transfer from Louisiana Tech. Pharaoh Compton, second chance off the glass.
He's been playing really well as of late. His last 3 games, over 12.5 points per game, shooting 73% from the field.
That press, Newman attacks, and it's 10 straight for SDSU.
I mean, how hard is it when a second unit comes in for a team and you could make the argument that they might be a little bit better, at least playing better in their first 11 games in the first unit.
And then the Spartans just throw it away in the backcourt. The low pass from Adrian Myers as Pasha Gadarzi can't handle. And yeah, the struggles for Tim Miles' team early.
It's a good take downhill, splitting the defense. And then how about Compton continuing to run the floor? You don't see that a lot of times when bigs know they're not going to get the ball. Sometimes they stop their run, but he continues to run the floor and crashes the glass.
Poked away from Newman. Mooney hands in the passing lane, and Mooney throws it with force.
What's going to be really big for this game is how the Aztecs attack the hard hedge of Mooney on pick and rolls. You have to be patient and protect the ball.
Jeremiah Oden, many stops in his college career. Wyoming, then DePaul. Did not play last year at Charlotte. Now at San Diego State. Compton just attacks the rim over and over again. He is relentless and will be rewarded with a couple of free throws when we return. But before we go to break, we want to send our condolences to the San Diego State, shooting 7 for 11 in the early going for their 8-point lead. And Trey, you mentioned like a case could be made for San Diego State's bench being better than their starters so far this season. Let's make the case. You can see it there, 3rd in the nation in bench points per game. Their bench has scored 52% of their points this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, and it's such a luxury to have as a coach where you can play almost 2 different lineups. So kind of have like a hockey sub. And, you know, talking to Coach Dutcher, though, before the game, he does want to narrow it down to 9 or 10. But right now, everybody's kind of playing at the same level, so he's wanting to keep this rolling with an 11-deep lineup.
Barrow Compton at the line. And yeah, he mentioned that the players would, in a way, feel more comfortable getting more minutes. But like the natural follow-up is, yeah, some players would like to get more minutes. When you cut the rotation, that does mean some players will not be playing as many minutes. It's the Goreville with the steal, attacking Oden, who lays it in with the rights.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris, I feel like I'm watching an AAU basketball game right now with all the pressing right now that San Diego State is doing. And I think it's a great move because of the lack of depth that San Jose State has. It kind of gets them off their rhythm. About 7 turnovers in the last 5 minutes.
And you mentioned when San Jose State gets on this side of the floor, they need to go quickly.
Yeah, you got to get to your stuff a lot quicker. You can't have so much window dressing type actions.
Jermaine Washington, step back 3, in and out. Oden's rebound is tipped away from him and out of bounds, so it belongs to San Diego State. Right now, that press is such a factor.
It's just a good read there from DeGoreville to kind of play the free safety. Was behind the play, but read the eyes of the offensive player and was able to pick off that pass. Played off 2 feet, made a great pass. But if you're San Jose State, you got to protect the ball. Make ball fakes, be fundamental, be strong and confident with the basketball.
Tim Miles said that he wants his team to press in moderation in this game. He knows the numbers disadvantage going against the deep San Diego State team. Spartans come in 5-7. 0-1 in conference play. They lost to New Mexico in their most recent game. Lobos looking strong to begin the year. Will remain here with 15 on the shot clock.
The Aztecs are so long and have such great positional size. They can play the gaps on driving lines but still get out to shooters.
It's been a constant theme over the years. Long athletes, but that time the 3 by Garland unaffected. First field goal for Garland, who leads the conference in made field goals.
It's been interesting to see him take more kind of catch and shoot looks. I know that was kind of more off of a handoff, but this season, that's only his 7th made catch and shoot 3. He's made over 70% of his threes have been off the dribble.
And a foul on San Diego State before the ball inbounded. So San Jose State gets it right back. Washington makes it 6 straight. Boy, did the Spartans need that. 6 points in a matter of 10 seconds.
And he's only averaged 3.5 points per game over his last 2 games. So great to see him knock one down from the help side of the Aztec, getting his feet set.
So down to a 6-point game, more than halfway through the opening half. Compton, tough inside, and here comes Washington. There's that switch that you mentioned, and then you have a long athlete in front of you.
This
Washington
is a great possession
against the Corville. Bounces, and an out-of-bounds heel on the sideline from Kobe Garland. Turnovers rising, that's number 8. So getting close to their season average already in this first half.
See here, it's just a nice skip pass. It was a great read from Garland, who saw the help side defender kind of in that plug spot, taking away the drive. So it's one quick dribble, a one-handed pass to Washington, who had his feet set.
I mean, Garland's a guy who last year at Longwood, just 12 points per game. What is it about Tim Miles' system that has allowed Garland to take off in the way he has?
Well, Coach Miles is going to let his guys play, and so if you're confident offensively as we get a turnover off the ball screen from Bird, you'll have the opportunity to have the ball in your hands. There's going to be a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of isolations. I remember playing against his Nebraska teams. He's had a ton of great players over the year in his coaching career. So Coach Miles is just a coach that's going to give you a lot of confidence.
There's LZ Harrington in the backcourt trying to contain Garland. And he's kind of that throwback 6-foot guard who likes to dribble, likes to bounce, likes to high ball screens, can get his own.
And he's got a pretty long wingspan, too. You look at, we were talking about it before the game. Probably has like a 6'5", 6'4" wingspan.
Yeah, Coach Miles joked about sometimes his body language doesn't look the most confident, but he's always confident when he has the ball in his hands. Moving screen, offensive foul on San Jose State.
On that one, you'd like to see Washington be able to handle the pressure a little bit better. I felt like he got sped up there. Give B.J. Davis a ton of credit, pushing him out almost to half court.
That's the first foul on Langford. Guath back in with a pass over his head, the high-low from Heidi de Guath. San Jose State scored the game's last 6 from 2 threes in a span of about 10 seconds. Langford, deep seal, rejected by Guath. One of the best in the country at blocking shots. Shot clock down to 3. Garland from the logo. Wide right, and Harrington scoops. Guath for the no-look feed off the glass. It goes. And put them on the line.
And I think this is when the Aztecs team is at their best. You see the block here, though. Defensively from Guath does a great job of timing it up and then getting out in transition. Great look from Harrington. Guath running the floor and finishing with the and one. It's the Aztecs team that has scored 20 or more transition points in over half of their games. And so they have great athletes. We've talked about their depth, so they have the ability to get out in transition when they get stops.
And Guath can take advantage in transition. You can see that heavy brace on his right knee. Surgery past April and basically had not much basketball activity for 7 months. Missed the first couple of games of this season as Bird takes it away. Guath once more, back-to-back three-point play opportunities for the 7-footer.
I mean, this is just straight AAU travel basketball where you get a full-on denial, 94 feet from the basket. Bird is one of the best perimeter defenders in the Mountain West. He's able to get his hands on the ball, and a good heady play there. As soon as he got the ball, didn't waste any time. A little shovel pass to Guath.
The two guys who thought about the NBA process in the offseason, Bird and Guath combining, can't complete the three-point play. But Guath clearly getting more and more comfortable with every game that he plays. Before his knee injury last season, in a game against Utah State, as Garland knifes his way inside, you could really see that potential coming together for Guath. The injury was a setback, but he's getting back to that form here as we hit the end of 2025.
And seeing here, Bird getting his hands in the passing lane. Great recognition. A little scoop pass to Guath and finishing through contact. I see you, big fella.
Love it.
One of the things that Coach Miles talked about was getting some off-ball movement, some single pin downs. We're going to see Washington come here to set this pin down and to get some off-ball movement. And then there's going to be penetration. That's going to open up the floor for Garland as we get this off-ball movement. Now all this is open right there for Garland to get downhill and attack. And I think that is the way that you want to be able to attack the San Diego State defense. You don't want to have Garland hold the ball and see a bunch of red jerseys in help side position. You need to get some off-ball movement so then Garland can get downhill and attack and operate.
It's really been the question for darn near 20 years in the Mountain West. How are we going to attack San Diego State's defense?
Yes.
Every year it's stellar, and every year it's a challenge for opposing coaches to try to solve it. Whether it's Guath inside or Skylar Spencer inside, Nathan Mensah inside. They just had so many great presences on the interior. Now, you're going to be tested whenever you face this
You
team.
didn't even mention Ledee. I mean, I mean, they have had some athletes.
Through the hands of Heidi, who tried to save it, just slapped it out of bounds.
And I'd like to see San Jose State kind of test Harrington a little bit more, provide more pressure. That's a freshman that's running the point for this San Diego State team, and kind of threw a pass that was not at the chest, that wasn't centered, and Hatter wasn't able to handle it.
Bell from the corner takes and hits. So that's the second three-pointer for Melvin Bell, and San Jose State still within striking distance. Last year, San Diego State fell behind in both meetings against San Jose State. They were behind by as many as 17 last year in San Jose. It was a 21-point deficit at Viejas Arena in the first meeting in 2025 between these teams. That foot nearly slid into the backcourt, and Tommy Nunez, the official on the near side, didn't catch it. Backcourt violation. It belongs to San Diego State.
And I mean, I do like overall San Jose State's pace. I think they've really made an adjustment and not getting so much window dressing action, getting into stuff quicker. It's just now you got to play under control, play fast but not in a hurry.
You just went straight John Wooden, be quick but don't hurry.
Yeah, there we go. Didn't even mean to on that one. Just kind of popped into my head.
That freshman that you talked about, the point guard Harrington, too much physicality. Guathan throws the ball right in the direction of Mupadele. You can tell the frustration, but you can't do that. Technical foul on Guath.
So they got kind of tugged jersey to jersey before Guath caught the ball. Yeah, you can't do that. Credit to Mupadele for not reacting after the ball hit him in the chest.
So the ruling on that is throwing the ball in an opponent's side, dead ball contact, technical foul. You will shoot 1-1 with no lineup.
We're now getting the explanation. Tommy Nunez coming over. So a dead ball technical is the call on Guath. First, Guath will shoot his 1-and-1, and then the dead ball technical means after Guath is done, they'll shoot the free throws on the other end of the court. That's the explanation from one of the best referees in the game, Tommy Nunez. Front end of the 1-and-1, Guath misses, so he won't get another, and instead Garland on the other end will shoot 2.
I don't know if I've ever seen a technical shot, or excuse me, a 1-on-1 shot on a technical free throw. Kind of was weird. It's like, you know, you're used to somebody getting a rebound after that miss.
Yeah, the mechanics are a little bit different there.
Yeah, it's just a different rhythm.
The foul was called on Mupadele. That was what caused the stoppage, and then the dead ball technical was on Guath. So the mechanics of operations there. That's the third foul on Mupadele, by the way, so foul trouble for him. Meanwhile, Guath takes a seat. And you can tell this is a guy who, has had to overcome a lot of adversity over the past 8 months.
Yep.
Getting more of an extended run, still trying to monitor everything that he does as he works his way back to being completely healthy. Great bounce pass to set up the rolling Langford. And he's contacted and will head to the line.
And again, I believe it started with how Washington pushed the ball up the floor. He dictated the pace of that possession, and good job of making the read. Came off the handoff, didn't take a dribble to attack it because he realized his big fella in Langford slipped the screen, and Langford able to draw the foul.
First foul on Dixon Waters. What are you seeing over these last few minutes that have allowed the Spartans to climb right back in this?
Well, they're handling pressure better. That's the biggest thing. You've got to be able to get the ball over half court, obviously, to score the basketball. And, we saw that AAU-style press that San Diego State was putting on. But, I think the tempo and the pace that they've been playing on the offensive end has been really impressive. Great adjustment from Coach Miles.
Push off on Harrington. They caught it. The pressure defense from Garland. And the freshman commits his second personal.
Got it again there. Yeah, that was a little minimal contact.
But that's enough.
That's enough, yeah, absolutely.
Garland on a string. Crossover dribble into the paint. Lefty scoop, no. Everything but the bucket. On the run come the Aztecs. Dixon Waters stops. Accelerates. Back to the basket. Fadeaway J. Cash.
Love that from Dixon Waters. He's not going to beat you with his speed, but he's able to use his upper body strength. And he has such a sweet jump shot. He also plays off 2 feet. Rises over the top of the smaller Washington.
Came over from USC a few years back. Former Pac-12 Sixth Man of the Year. Of course, San Diego State about to be in the Pac-12 next season. Shot clock down to 6. Low pass. Godarzi struggles to handle. Gets it back. Shot clock down to 2. Bird in the lane from half. Shot clock violation. And that was all caused by the chaos from Bird. He is active defensively.
See again here in transitions. Does a good job. You get an isolation. Just use your body. Light fade there from Dixon Waters. Kind of a little Dirk Nowitzki fade action. It's a high percentage look. I always feel like when you shoot a pull-up jump shot playing off of 2 feet.
Part of the scoring package for the senior. Dixon Waters again wants the Compton screen. Go underneath, so Dixon Waters fires. Godarzi rebounds. A game that's already had a combined 22 turnovers. And make that 23. The Corvilla steal. Dixon Waters steps back, fires into the lane, and a foul will send Compton to the line.
And for San Jose State, a lot of these have been unforced turnovers. Look at this one right here. I mean, that's just, I think if you're Garland, you have to play off 2 feet. I think you get to a floater, which he has that in his bag. But great job of the Aztecs with that kick-ahead pass. I always feel like in transition, the pass is faster than the dribble. So if you have somebody open, even if it's a simple play, throw it ahead. And a lot of times you'll get something good inside, and if you don't, you can just bring it back outside.
Got to reset your offense a number of times against San Diego State. Godarzi exits. Myers picked up the last foul, his second. Compton's improved his free throw touch, now up to 56%, and splits that one.
Yeah, he was a liability last year from the free throw line, shot 38%.
Myers, nobody picks him up, but Compton throws it away. Right at the summit. Wants it in transition, rises to the occasion, and Simmons there to tip it back. That's the athletic Aztecs showing you why.
I like the IQ from Newman. Your big fella, Compton, just made a big play. Even though it's a little bit of a risky pass, throw it up there and reward him for running the floor.
He was galloping.
Right. We can hear the footsteps running past us.
Just over 4 to go in the first. Garland, off-balance leaner. Those are the shots he likes, but Compton altered, gets it back to the rim, and a whistle as Bell pounds the extension, will head to the line. First on Compton.
And right now we see Coach Miles talking to Garland, just telling him you're not going to get those ticky-tack calls. It's the second time he's got down in the paint, little bit of contact. You got to be a little bit more deliberate and strong attacking the painted area against the athletes of this Aztecs team.
This really is an AAU game.
Yeah. With the turnovers, I mean,
not calling fouls.
I coach youth basketball, and there's been possessions that have looked, unfortunately, very synonymous to travel basketball, like 7th or 8th grade travel basketball.
Simmons out, Oden in. So for all the great analysts I work with, their careers, lasted beyond AAU.
Yep.
For a simple play-by-play announcer like myself, AAU basketball is what put a stop to my basketball career. I cannot bring it up against this press. I think I might be done. Let me look into broadcasting.
Right.
Kickball on Garland. San Diego State roared out to a strong start, led by as many as 12. It's down to 5.
Speaking of AAU, both of these programs pull heavy from the Oakland Soldiers, one of the most storied AAU programs on the West Coast.
Assistant Coach Hendricks, big part of that program on San Jose State side. The Gorville takes and connects, ties to Gorville's first field goal, and San Diego State increases their lead to 8.
Gorville is a consistent knockdown shooter, 42% on catch and shoot threes.
He also leads the team in assists off the bench.
Yep.
So the leading scorer for San Diego State off the bench, leading player in assists off the bench. Garland, the answer is true. Team straight threes late in the first half. Spartans have made 5 of the last 12 from distance. Sean Newman Jr. handles from Los Angeles, gets the first step, but Myers alters it from behind. Offhand block shot. Garland recovers, up fake, draws Oden in the air. Couldn't create space. Myers instead for 3. DeGorville clears. Up ahead of the pack. Dixon Waters off the glass. Aztecs waste no time.
Aztecs team does a really good job of the advance pass in transition. They have multiple guys that can handle the ball, that can rebound, get it and go. It makes it so much easier when you don't have to get an outlet pass.
But here, the outlet, pretty early in the possession. Washington behind the backs. Retreat dribble at the elbow. Bell from the mid-range, count it, and 1. Spartans continue to fire back with 2:10 left in the first. Bell's the first to double figures.
Great advance pass here. The finish from Reese Dixon Waters. Great one here in Northern California.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, our Eye on College basketball guys, Gary Parrish, Matt Norlander, give their top moments from the past year in college basketball. There's more of us than there are of them. And then we'll also take a look at the Mountain West top 5 holiday wishes from Trey. Looking forward to that. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. Love that podcast, by the way. I was listening to that on the way in. As we take a look at our out-of-town scores in the Mountain West. Earlier on today, Wyoming topping Air Force on the road. Of course, later tonight is Boise State hosting New Mexico, 2 teams high expectations in the league this year. News and notes. And these are numbers heading into today's action. Utah State, once again, another stellar non-conference. They've been putting together a similar recipe now, really no matter the coach, over the last 5 years.
Yeah, they've done a great job of a mixture of freshmen going in the portal, getting high-level talent, a lot of shot makers on that Utah State team.
Strong half for Melvin Bell. He has 11 points, came in averaging 5 per game. He hit 2 threes in this first half. 2 threes in 15 attempts coming in this season. Down to a 4-point game, but that's a foul that you do not want if you're San Jose State 45 feet away on Washington. That's his first, but more importantly, the 9th team foul. And B.J. Davis, who, Trey, has been quiet here in the first half, leading scorer, hasn't scored. He'll have a chance to get it with a 1-and-1.
He's one of the best free throw shooters in the country. That's really one of the worst things you can do. Announcer jinx, there we go.
Things that don't change in 2025.
93%. Right? And this is
one of the best in the country. So it stays a 4-point game. Heide defending high. Dribble drive, Bell. Whistles it off the glass. Heide climbs the ladder for the rebound. And he'll walk the length of the floor to shoot 2, with it being the 10th on SJSU. Called on Bell.
Good attack here from Bell, getting downhill. And then just kind of, you know, one of those ones that you gotta just have to live with as a coach. It's going for an offensive rebound, playing hard. Those are the mistakes that you can live with. That's a real effort play. Whereas on the other end, where you have Washington, you know, fouled 42 feet away from the basket.
So if we pointed out that Davis is a 93% free throw shooter, and that caused him to miss. If I point out that Heide is 6 for 14 from the line this season, will that mean that he'll make this one?
Has to. There we go. He's got good form, too.
So it does go both ways.
Yes. But unfortunately, we'll get knocked for the bad ones.
90 ticks to go here in this first half. Washington step back, and DeGorville rebounds, and as usual, San Diego State transition. Big body DeGorville. Runner no. And here comes Garland galloping. Bounce pass corner. Bell thought about it, but Guath will make you think twice. Just 1-21, San Jose State against San Diego State since joining the Mountain West in 2013. Garland in traffic, well done. It's a 1-possession game.
On that possession, they ran a series of what's called a ghost screen. It's a guard-to-guard action where it's not really a full screen, kind of a back tap, where it kind of causes confusion whether you switch or stay with your man, and then Garland was able to get downhill.
Davis wants 3, give him 3. B.J. Davis, first 3 points of the game. He came in averaging just under 12, the team's leading scorer.
He's now 9 of 12 on catch and shoot threes. That is an elite number.
Shot clock turned off. Let it go down and let Garland create. Off the high ball screen, set by Langford. Garland step back 3. Front iron, tip back Langford with 2 seconds. The energy picked up late in the first half, and we have a good one. San Diego State 42, San Jose State 38.
See it again here. It's a one-on-one. Garland shooting a contested three-pointer, but we've talked about a ton. You've got to box out if you're a guard down there against a big on those switches. Langford making them pay.
All 11 Aztecs who saw the floor scored. They lead it by 4. After the break, it's AT&T at the half. Iowa college basketball guys give their top moments from the past year. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. Chris Lewis, Trey Demps, the event center in San Jose, where the San Diego State Aztecs have the 4-point lead, led in the first half by as many as 12. San Jose State never led, but this lead got condensed to 4 points. You can see the bench points, no surprise. San Diego State leading that category, but a starter, Magoon Guath, showed flashes in half 1.
Yeah, he's been a beneficiary of San Jose State's turnovers, doing a good job of running the floor, has great hands for a big,
3 of 3, 7 points, had that monster block as well. Guath putting on a show here early.
Putting on a show in this game, putting on the weight overall. He's gained 20 pounds since last season, and you can see him leading the way for San Diego State's leading scorers. If that all 11 who saw the floor in the first half found the scoring column for Coach Brian Dutcher's team. 4-point lead, San Jose State with the ball to start half 2. Spartans 5-7, 0-1 in conference. Looking for their first win against San Diego State in the last 16 tries. Shot clock down to 8. Garland has to operate, defended by Bird, who's a great defender. Denied. Clock at 3. Washington from the hash. Doesn't draw iron, and the Aztecs get the rebound before the horn. San Diego State started this game in a rhythm with their press, but they got out of it with the Spartan defense, and again, they turned the ball over with Harrington. Can't connect with Guath. First half had a combined 24 turnovers, and that is the 12th against San Diego State.
On this end of the floor for San Jose State, you have to create some advantages, get paint touches. It can't be so much perimeter oriented.
Yeah, station to station along the perimeter. Could they break the interior? Myers for Garland. Shot clock at 8. Garland does get a bit of a paint touch to set up a shooter from the corner, around and out. Washington, everything but the hoop. Will try again and hits. It's a 1-point game here in San Jose.
And how about that possession from Myers? On the initial action, he sets the flare screen to get Washington Jr. open, then gets the offensive rebound again, and then thanks Washington Jr. Great possession. Some of those things that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
Washington's a 38% three-point shooter and top 10 in the conference in threes made. Guath faces, shoots, spins out, and San Jose State has a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. See Tim Miles, the head coach, directing a flat 1-4 set. Finally, the big and Langford comes up. No Mundi on the floor to begin this half for San Jose State. Bell, right block, almost gave the Spartans the lead, instead spills off. And we saw Yafet Mundi earlier on. He came in questionable for this game. Did get the start, but since his first stint, we really haven't seen the starting big for San Jose State.
Again, I mean, that's just great hustle play. You get the offensive rebound, and you see so many bigs try to put it back up through traffic. Such an unselfish play to find a shooter after getting an offensive rebound. The highest percentage 3.
Foul on Langford, his second. Heidi picks it up, slings corner, right side. Harrington around and in. That is his 12th made 3 in 17 attempts this season. An absolute marksman.
Yeah, we mentioned, I mean, shooting almost 70% from 3 is a great start to the year for the freshman.
I mean, if you're shooting at that kind of percentage, don't you have to get the volume up a little bit?
100%.
Washington, first step on Guath, and gets it to the glass before the reaching arm of the 7-footer.
Good job of Washington using the basket as the shield.
Bird is bumped. Hits the deck hard. Assisted up with his team up 2.
See it again here. Loose ball on the floor, and Harrington getting his feet set. That was an unorthodox release point, and then it's a mismatch because of the 1-5 switch, and Washington using the other side of the basket to get downhill and finish.
Bird at the free throw line. 78% free throw shooter, was in the 80s last season. Jeremiah Odin re-enters for SDSU. Guath heads to the bench. Jafet Mupadale is back in for San Jose State, giving Myers a rest.
You see it again. There's this full court pressure, man-to-man, 94 feet.
Odin comes with a double. Mupadale across the timeline. 4-point lead, San Diego State. It's been a great last few years for San Jose State, given where they were before. They're looking to make the postseason this year for the third time the last 4 seasons. Garland, tough angle. Bird rebounds. 4-on-2 come the Aztecs. Kick to the corner. Harrington, another triple. Finally a miss. Mupadele, the board. This game has had, as what you call, Trey, an AAU feel from the opening moments.
Again, I think right now it's just taking a little bit too long. This plays into the Aztecs' advantage of kind of sitting the ball up top so they get the time to set their defense.
Washington kicks. Mupadele launches. Obor Langford, the freshman for the Spartans, gets the extra possession. Hesitation. Garland, ball fake, bumped. Blocked from behind by Bird, but the body contact will result in free throws for Kobe Garland. Step aside with San Diego State and San Jose State locked in a good one in the Mountain West. Early Happy New Year to everybody out there listening. Chris Lewis, Trey Demps. Do you have any top of mind New Year's either goals or resolutions?
Man, you threw me on the spot there.
Yeah,
I mean, I think just getting in the gym more. Watching these guys, like my New Year's resolution is to play recreational basketball.
Okay, so play a little bit more pickup. For me, my New Year's goal is to remember names better. On like first meeting, when they tell your name, I've never been great at remembering that. I just gotta find my tools to. Okay, you meet them at an event or a party or something.
That's a good one.
They can stick to the mind, stick to the dome. I feel like I can get a lot better at that. 2026 goals.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a lot better than mine. Playing,
to the gym is always
playing washed basketball. I mean, you're actually doing things that benefit your life.
Still look like you can go up and down the floor and get 20 points if you need to.
No, definitely can't.
So Tim Miles was talking about still having nightmares of what you did to him when you were at Northwestern and he was at Nebraska. As Compton pogo sticks that one back right off the rim.
And that was close to being an interference there, but I mean, Compton coming into this one, 53% of his baskets are dunks.
You said that Nebraska atmosphere when Tim Miles was there.
Yes.
Stood out as one of the best that you remember in your time playing.
Yeah, he had that place rocking, man.
Garland tough inside. He has the leaners and the great touch, the lefty.
He has an ability to not get rushed.
Offensive foul, Compton too aggressive. We mentioned that the size of these two teams would be a story, and Mupadele, extended roll, draws the offensive foul.
See, this kind of like gather step there from Garland, and then a little bit of a hesitation to throw off the shot blocker, understanding he has a mismatch and the big is trying to time it up to get a block shot. It's a subtle thing, but a very skilled play from Garland.
Both teams highly skilled. Dixon Waters too aggressive there. He commits the personal, his second. And give credit to San Jose State. The last couple of years, they have given San Diego State fits.
Yeah.
They took big leads in the first half of the two meetings last year, led by as many as 17 and 21 in the two games. And here at home against an Aztec team that, again, NCAA tournament expectations, the Spartans are right there with them. Garland knifes inside against Odin and gets it off the glass. This game is tied for the third time, and the first since it was locked at 9. Slip, Odin found the contact to the head.
And that was Washington on the weak side that was supposed to be there. Anytime you have a hard hedge, or whether it's a handoff or a pick and roll, if you're the last line of defense, which Washington was guarding the opposite corner, you need to be under the basket, especially with the athletes of San Diego State in the interior.
Odin, a 77% free throw shooter. San Diego State by 1. Just to change a high five with B.J. Davis, who's stuck on 3 points. Marcus Overstreet, 6'9", junior, another Chicago guy in a game full of players with Chicago connections. And of course, calling this game with somebody with a Chicago connection, and Trey.
Hometown, shout out to Chicago.
Odin, who spent a year at DePaul, hits the free throw. Am I allowed to say DePaul, Chicago, or is that outside of Chicago?
No, that's in Chicago.
Okay,
That's in the
I know
heart of
it.
Chicago.
Okay.
That's Lincoln Park, baby. It's the north side.
Got to get my geography lessons. Garland puts it on the deck. Mid-range J. Oh, yeah. He's feeling it. 20 points.
And it's him operating in those ghost screens where they're getting different guards to come up and try to cause confusion. Sometimes they set the screen, which you switch, and then sometimes they just do what's called like a little back tap where you're supposed to kind of stay home. And Garland's taking advantage of it.
6 of 16 shooting. The reach. Mupadele is the guilty party. That'd be his 4th.
You see it again here. This time it's an actual screen. There's contact made from Bell, and I think Reese Dixon Waters thought it was going to be a ghost screen where there wasn't going to be a switch, but that was a heady play from Bell to actually set the screen.
You can see right there the conference's leading scorers, only MJ Collins Jr. from Utah State, putting up more. And Garland does it old school. What Victor Wembanyama would say, ethical basketball. Lots of field goals. Not as many free throws. Odin fade away. Off the glass, Garland boards, and the Spartans could go in front. Again, they have never led. Timeout to Miles. Can San Jose State end their 15-game losing streak against San Diego State? Catch San Diego State back in action. They host Boise State in another Mountain West matchup. And I tell you, these two teams, when they face each other, it's always a classic. It's Saturday, 10 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network. Yeah, they played some thrillers. Meanwhile, Kobe Garland, some thrills for San Jose State fans. He's putting it on in this second half.
Yeah, 8 points in the second half, 3 of 4 from the field. His 5th consecutive 20-point game, getting downhill at will, really taking advantage of those ghost screens, those guard-to-guard actions. Just having an outstanding season. And you talk about Garland, a little bit about his background. He played at Link High School in Kansas. Averaged 19 points per game there. Was a little bit under recruited. Went to went to Drake, and then Lindenwood, and then now is at San Jose State. So it's one of the good stories of the portal of the guy just making the most of his 3rd opportunity.
Spartans have never led. Garland, his 8th 20-point game this season. Shot clock down to 10. Much bigger Odin defending. Draws the help. Washington sidestep. Punts the 3. Bricks it short. Offensive rebound for Marcus Overstreet. And San Jose State has the lead for the first time tonight.
I feel like these bigs between Langford and Overstreet have done so much of the dirty work in the interior, getting extra possessions, playing good defense.
Guath will head to the line. This game is flipped. San Diego State led by as many as 12 points in the first half.
See it again here. Washington with a tough look from 3, and then Overstreet just being active down there in the painted area.
Off the rim from Guath, a 70% free throw shooter. Myers on the foul, his 3rd. Simmons back in. Odin out for San Diego State. Suddenly have to dig deep, and we should highlight the importance of every Mountain West game for San Diego State heading forward as they try to build an at-large resume. It's a team that played a tough non-conference. Games against Michigan, Baylor, Arizona. Didn't win any of those games. Had a loss at home to Troy in double overtime. So usually San Diego State, by the time they get to conference play, has had a birdie or two, meaning a win against the Power Conference team in the non-conference. They didn't get that.
And they had good
year.
moments.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Arizona, were leading in the first half of that one, played really well against Baylor.
Washington sidestep, no. Aztecs transition down one. A big bump inside. Newman Jr., he was denied. Bell, excellent first half. Guath sends it away. So the interior defense for both of these teams on each end creates a play with exactly 12 minutes to go in this second half. Fun one at the event center.
How about this block from Guath doing what he does best? Got a good one here in Northern California.
If there's a lesson from the video that you just saw, do not go into the lane soft. Got to go tough with a plan, or else your shot's going to get swatted. 1 point game. San Jose State with the lead over San Diego State. Eyeball emoji here in the Mountain West. This is when you text the eyes emoji to your friends in the conference, like, hey, look at CBS Sports Network right now. Let's see what's happening here.
And to your point about getting into the painted area, I mean, you got to come with more deception. I feel like more pace. I mean, Garland does a pretty good job of it, but we saw Bell in that last possession kind of just go put his head down. And like, if you just go in there and try to challenge a shot blocker, it's not going to normally go well for you.
Garland's found the recipe of scoring inside in the second half. How about outside? Not this time, but a loose ball foul underneath. It'll stay here. See who they get. There are a couple of Aztecs underneath. Might be Bird. No, instead it's DeGorville. That's the fourth on San Diego State here in this second half. Deflected away. These two teams in the Mountain West, it has been a landslide in favor of San Diego State. Spartans are just 1-21 against San Diego State since joining the league in 2013. Of course, this is the last year that San Diego State will play in the Mountain West. Garland bounce at the elbow left side. Shot clock down to 6. Washington against Guath. Has to create himself. Teardrop shot is short, and Guath wrestles the rebound and draws the foul on Overstreet.
That was a great play, kind of a subtle thing. Even though Washington didn't finish the floater there was a ghost screen from Myers, who kind of came over when that possession looked pretty empty and caused some confusion. If you're the Aztecs, you really got to get that under control and talk those things out better.
That's one of the things that you see teams do all the time in shoot-arounds before the game is go over the ball screen coverage.
Yep.
If it's a hard screen, if it's a ghost screen, what do? Taken away from Guath underneath. Myers does the work. Washington with his team up 1. Acceleration from Garland. Ball fake, fade, no foul. He wanted it. Instead, he's on the deck. 2-on-2, and now a third for San Diego State on the other end. Count that one. And a foul. B.J. Davis, leading scorer for San Diego State, for a 3-point play.
Good transition play from Davis. After the missed shot, getting out in transition. You see it again, Garland wanting the foul there. And I think if you're Myers, you got to try to sprint and get in front versus running side to side. When you're going up against a good scorer like Davis running side to side, usually, even if you're bigger, going to lose that battle. You're either going to give up a bucket or foul.
It's the 4th foul called against Myers. He heads out. Mupadele comes back in. San Diego State back up 2.
Telling you, Chris, this is going to give me nightmares with this run and jump press. All the bad basketball I watch as a travel basketball coach. My goodness.
I mean, it gives me nightmares because I couldn't solve it when I play basketball.
Yeah, right.
You were just fine.
90% of the kids playing youth basketball can't solve it.
Washington. Compton comes out on the high hedge. Godarzi's a sharpshooter. Shot clock down to 3. He might have to launch in traffic. He does. Brick left, shot clock violation.
I mean, how many of those possessions have we seen where San Jose State, very perimeter oriented, trying to get into something, and then somebody kind of has a grenade, I call it a grenade in their hand, where there's 5 seconds on the shot clock and you kind of have to just throw something up. They've probably had 4 or 5 of those this game, along with 14 turnovers.
It's the Aztec defense. Can't afford too many losses, especially like this in conference play. Davis, he wanted the contact, no whistle. And San Jose State digs it out. Under 10 left. Godarzi, catch and shoot. The longest tenured Spartan off the rim. Davis, like a running back through traffic. Looking like Bijan Robinson.
The high pickup.
Bell. How about Langford underneath? That won't go. 2 close looks for San Jose State. Don't drop. That Davis take was devastating. Simmons lost it. It's scooped up. Here comes Bell against Bird. The B's going at it. Off the rim, no. And another B, and B.J. Davis picks up that rebound. Compton, he lost it. Out of bounds. The circus.
I didn't catch. Was that 4 turnovers in about a 25-second span? I mean, give these teams credit. They're competing. They're getting after it. That's just, you got to come down with that if you're Farrell Compton. That's a simple catch and dunk.
Yeah, huffing and puffing on each side as they try to catch their breath. We tried to do the same. I mean, what a sequence that was.
That was wild.
And when the dust settles, San Diego State still leads by 4.
With as much AAU talk we've had, we've seen some very skilled possessions in the half court once teams do get it across.
Garland, great space with a fadeaway. Jay rattles it down. His toolkit is large.
It's a lonely island up there when you're guarding Garland. Just getting straight to his bag, even lost it a little bit, uses that upper body strength and getting to his spot.
Spartans had missed 10 in a row before that jumper. Off-ball foul called against San Jose State, and that means the 1-and-1.
See it again here. It's Dixon Waters this time. Everybody has gotten a little bit of a taste of what Garland's cooking up offensively from San Diego State. He's just such a talented player, can score at all 3 levels. Does a really good job of playing under control once he gets into the painted area. Absorbs contact very well.
Last foul on Mupadele off the ball is his 4th. Bird 1-and-1 is short. 15 for 22 at the free throw line. That pivot foot might have slid. San Diego State wanted to travel, did not get the call as the ball's knocked out of bounds. A lot of Aztec fans here in San Jose.
One of the few times that I feel like Garland has gotten in there and been a little bit out of control, because even some of the misses he's had, he's played off of 2 feet, gotten defenders up in the air, and just have missed some painted area shots.
Garland gets loose for 3. Back of the rim, Bird boards. Cross-court dime, Dixon Waters. Bird evaluates, Heidi flings.
I want to see Bird and Dixon Waters hunt their shots a little bit more. The Aztecs need those guys to be aggressive offensively.
Davis is hunting, flips it back. Heidi seals, knocked away Mupadele. We're in a break zone, the under 8. You could tell these teams could use it. Got a lot of hands by the hips and knees.
Yes, a lot of bent backs on defense.
Garland high screen for Washington, who goes behind the back. Shot clock at 9. Needs an outlet. It'll be Garland. Dixon Waters defends. Bounces. Washington thought about it. Shot clock at 1, and Bird says no. Shot clock violation.
Great job of Bird being in the driving lane, being help side, and then getting that block.
Buckle up. The end of 2025. You're getting some good hoops here on CBS Sports Network. Bold look right there. CBS Sports Network's coverage of college hoops. It continues tomorrow, 2 Eastern, Stony Brook and William and Mary. Again, 2 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. New Year's Eve basketball. Yeah, I don't know how much we got to pay you for you to wear that kind of hair on a broadcast. I don't have that kind of money for sure. As you check out our keys to the game, and how are these teams squaring up?
Well, the biggest thing for me is Dixon Waters and Bird. I said before the game, those guys, not only for this game, but for their confidence moving into Mountain West play, needed to score 24 points or more. And right now, Dixon Waters, 4 points. Bird had a nice start to the game. I want those guys to just be more aggressive. Only 8 field goal attempts combined.
Those were the preseason all-conference players for San Diego State. And yes, their scoring has been down, especially over the last couple of weeks. Bird from the free throw line, takeover mode, wide right. Rebound tipped, Oden saves. This game has been within 4 points the entire second half. A dazzling dime from Davis. He finds Bird. The two connect in a 4-point lead.
I mean, he must have hurt us because, I mean, he came off of a ball screen looking to score and attack, missed a mid-range jump shot. Then after the offensive rebound, a nice back cut. Whether it's on the ball, off the ball, I just want him to be more aggressive, looking for his shot and opportunities.
Garland's cut off, shaking loose from the corner. Godarzi, a rare open miss. Guy who was over 50% from 3 coming in. San Diego State up 4. Davis free throw line, Jay short, and Overstreet inhales the board.
It's one of the weaknesses of Davis's game. Only 37% from 2 is that guy does not have a weakness of scoring 2s.
Turned on the Jets and drew the foul.
Look at this one-handed dime. Good back cut. It's a great recognition because a lot of times when you're in a corner, you'll see your defender kind of just staring at the basketball, anticipating what's going to happen, and you can catch him slipping sometimes, and Bird did just that, cutting to the basket.
Here coach is saying if you could see the back of the defender's head, cut to the basket.
Yes. So you learned something in youth basketball, Chris.
I was a good listener. I was a better listener than player.
That's true. You actually have to execute it on the court.
Garland, a lefty shooter. Bell back in for San Jose State. One note we should mention, one of the players redshirting for San Diego State, Latrell Davis, was on San Jose State last year, was the team's 3rd leading scorer.
Yeah.
This is to show you like how deep San Diego State is. Compton inside the Thunder dunk.
And San Jose State, in their shoot-around, they played some live 5-on-5. One of the things they struggled with, even in the shoot-around, was ball screen coverages on the weak side. And on that possession, it was Melvin Bell who was supposed to come over and help on the ball screen action.
Harrington, Dixon Waters, and Bird, 2 starters in, or 3 starters in. Compton and Oden, the 2 reserves in for San Diego State. Garland in attack mode here in this second half. He has 24 points and free throws 9 and 10 coming up.
All right, we see it again here. It's Melvin Bell, number 4 right there on the weak side. You got to come over and help. That is your help on the weak side to stop the roller and just kind of just staying home with the shooter. It's something that you can probably get away with at the high school level, but the collegiate level teams will make you pay.
Garland now with 25 points. He looks back at Coach Miles as he catches the basketball. Some shooters don't like that disruption of the rhythm once you have the ball in your hands at the free throw line.
I mean, who wouldn't want to play for Coach Miles? Your starting backcourt, Garland shot 20 times, Washington shot 12 times. I mean, if I'm a recruit that's a little bit under-recruited and I'm a guard, this is where I'd want to go play basketball at.
And San Jose State, by the way, has not missed a free throw. Garland has made all 10 of his. Trap. Dixon Waters gets rid of it. Rotation to Bird. Flicks the wrist. Back of the rim. Compton skies for the board. Hits the deck hard and draws the foul. Will shoot two. Make that the 1-and-1. The 9th on San Jose State.
Here, just doing a great job of going after the ball. Give Washington credit as well, making a play on the ball. But Compton, that's what he does best. Being an athlete, crashing the offensive glass, finishing around the rim.
And getting a nice look at those Aztec red jerseys. They broke those back out last season. Of course, their usual dark jerseys are the black. Have that white in the rotation as well. But yeah, they break out the red on special occasions. Compton 1-and-1 front end.
And it was a big deal to get Pharoah Compton because he was the first top 100 recruit since 2005. So be able to get a guy that was looking at other Power 5 schools. I mean, if I'm a big, I would love to play for Coach Dutcher because you get to be an athlete, you play fast, you learn how to crash the glass, play with energy.
And right there was key that he made both free throws. He really struggled at the line last season. Now he's above 50%, a marked improvement for the big in Compton. Washington attacks the gap, lost it. Bird flips, Davis Euros and drops it home. The largest lead of the second half for San Diego State.
Good body control from Davis there, a little Euro step.
San Jose State had the lead for a couple of minutes in this second half. Will now have to be back on the comeback trail. Garland defended by Harrington. Tough three, in and out.
Aztecs are doing a lot better job on those ghost screens of communicating and making Garland take tough shots.
Davis, no help and no problem. He's picked it up in half two, and San Diego State on a 6-0 run. Foul right at half court. Miles Bird, he can't believe it, but his team has found their groove. Crunch time in San Jose.
How about the Aztecs defense? A little Euro step action, finishing through the contact, coming down to the wire.
(67-59) San Diego State. As we look at pound for pound, is brought to you by Rogue Fitness. Miles Bird picking it up, BJ Davis as well.
Just doing a good job finishing in transition. It's the pace that Davis plays with in transition. Kind of starts off slow and then bursts to the basket and then doing what he does best, catching and shooting. 9 of 12 on the season with catch and shoot jumpers.
Yeah, the last two games, Davis held in check, just 9 points in the last two combined, just 2 for 15 in those two contests. Similar story in the first half today, but in crunch time, Davis, who again is the leading sixth-man scorer in the nation, the leading scorer off the bench in the country at nearly 12 a night. Kobe Garland, he's back at the line. Free throws 11 and 12 for him tonight. 27 points. He's getting them up. 21 field goal attempts. And you add in the 12 free throw attempts. Usage rate.
Down the stretch will be interesting to see because he's only shooting 2 of 11 from 3. San Diego State has kind of let him take some of those pull-up threes. They've gone underneath his handoffs. But now with this lead, do you want to play him more honest from the three-point line?
Here is Davis looking at Garland. Compton high on the screen. Davis snakes inside. Teardrop shot, it goes. Double-digit points in the second half for B.J. Davis.
And it was the look-offs that opened up that opportunity for Davis as he came off that thing. Because Compton is such a lob threat, the usage of his eyes created that space as he was snaking it.
Garland bounces. Bird fouls from behind as Langford will head to the line. Coach Dutcher wants the tie-up.
See it again here. This is just a nice snake, and it was the eyes because you have to engage the big. And then on the other end, good recognition from Garland there. Played off 2 feet, realized he wasn't going to get the foul call as he was going up, and found Langford underneath the basket.
Second on Davis. First miss at the free throw line tonight for San Jose State. They were 17 for 17. Weren't an especially good free throw shooting team coming in, just 72%. The free throw line has helped stabilize things because from the floor, since they had the lead, 53-51, they've made just one of their last 15 shots. Davis around the rim and out. Compton's tip back doesn't fall. Myers, who has 4 fouls. Lasso's in the rebound. Offensive foul.
So good defensively. Sliding his feet. I mean, Bird is 6'6", 6'7", being able to stay in front of the 6-foot Garland and anticipate where he's going to drive and beat him to the spot. So impressive.
Offensive foul on Garland. That is his first. Davis against the press, lays it with the left. Got it right past Langford. Aztecs back up 9.
It makes it so challenging when you're trying to get back into a ball game, when you have a guard that makes such good decisions and can finish around the paint in an open break situation.
Garland double behind the back pass doesn't work. Bird solo act, thunders it down. The Bird beeline to the basket to give San Diego State a double-digit lead. They have turned it up another gear, as the Aztecs typically do in crunch time in this league. It was 53-51. San Jose State led it. There's a reach-in foul, and San Diego State's 9th would mean 1-1.
If you're Garland in that situation, it's not time to pull out your bag of tricks, and Miles Bird just doing what he does best, playing the passing lanes, utilizing his length and getting out in transition.
Front end, Bird climbs to grab the board. He has 4 steals in this game. Just 90 seconds to go. And Garland, his foul is the team's 10th. 2 free throws coming up.
There's a little bit of an old man trick there from Davis Jr., kind of locking the arms of Garland as he was trying to provide pressure, potentially get a 5-second count.
Assistant coach for San Diego State, J.D. Luster, he nicknamed B.J. Davis the Hibachi. Going back, remember Gilbert Arenas had that nickname in the NBA because you heat up quickly. And certainly Davis does what he does off the bench, specifically in the second half of this game. We've seen the Hibachi in full form. Garland will head back to the line. His free throws 13 and 14.
And it's so funny because I feel like I'm watching a broken record of Garland driving downhill with his left hand, get to a jump shot, shot faking, and then 3 red jerseys going into the air. I think if you Just stay vertical and make him finish over the top. I don't know. I mean, at 6 foot, that's very challenging.
A free throw here for Garland would tie a career high 30. He does. That 30 against UC Santa Barbara back in early November. Pasha Gadarzi in. If you're the Spartans here and Coach Tim Miles, you have to keep the press on, try to force a turnover. But Davis has been a press break all game. Dixon Waters, check please. The corner triple.
And what they've done in this press is they go to the opposite side of Davis Jr. And then once that first pass goes, they just flash him into the middle. He's wide open, and then it's buckets from there.
Can hear Brian Dutcher from all the way across the court yelling, "Don't foul." What are you doing? Dixon Waters, that is his third. But he might have shut the door with his 3 on the last possession with under a minute left. What a finishing kick for San Diego State. Yeah. If only everybody could finish 20-25 as strong as San Diego State. Bell with 12, that's a career high. Ties it. This one would exceed it, and does. Melvin Bell came in only averaging 5 points per game. Sort of a breakout performance. Yeah. Bird, Reese, Dixon, Water, same spot, same results. It looks like an instant replay, and it looks like an instant win for SDSU.
Coach Dutcher talked before the game was how important the press break was going to be. And we thought we would see it a little bit earlier, but that's been the key from the separation in the second half.
Washington, quick first step. Yeah, as impressive as San Jose State has been at times in this game, and they've done that the last few meetings against the Aztecs, San Diego State always has the answer at the end.
And just experience. We talked about their depth. You know, it could be any of their players on a given night that can step up. Tonight it was Davis Jr., especially in the second half. Bird, I thought, did a great job setting the tone early on both ends of the floor.
The finale of 2025 goes the way of SDSU. 81-68. They hold off a game San Jose State team to go to 8-4. Bench points in this game, 42-2 in favor of San Diego State. And they're the only Mountain West road team to have an above 500 record on the road since 2009-2010 season. But again, the bench, B.J. Davis, who led the way for San Diego State with 18 points. One of 4 players in double figures, offsetting Kobe Garland's 30 to lead the way for SJSU. Well, step aside. When we return, we'll hear from the side of the victors, San Diego State. The Aztecs get it done on the road. They were tested, but respond in San Jose. San Diego State holds off San Jose State with a strong finishing kick. 81-68 is the final, and Trey Demps with the star of the second half, B.J. Davis.
BJ, great game tonight, 18 points. Slow start, though, in the first half. What did you see in the second half that allowed you to have a big second half?
I think the team just stepped up. We kind of started playing more together, and I was able to just feed off the guys and get going.
Talk about just a little bit the defense. You know, obviously, you talk about San Diego State basketball. Defense is the staple. What did you guys prove here tonight on the defensive end of the floor?
We proved that, we're a capable team. When we're all locked in and, playing for each other and just having each other's back, man, we're a good team. So just keep going with that, and just got to keep that our main focus.
What's going to be the biggest key to push for a Mountain West championship?
I think just our buy-in and just bringing it every day. You know, it's not going to be a perfect season. There's going to be highs and lows, and I think if we just stay connected through all that, then it'll be ours.
Appreciate you, BJ. Great game. Back to you, Chris. Happy New Year.
Yeah, there we go. Happy New Year and happy end of 2025 to Davis, the developmental guard. Another great chapter in this season of the Aztecs.